This episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Domain.com. Today we do some lighting in a car like this and other types of lighting stuffs.
Yay lights!
Yay lights. Welcome to Film Riot, the show that takes mystery out of the effects and techniques going to some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and before we get into the episode today, I have to let you guys know about our Triune Secret Santa giveaway that we're doing, which is over $9,000 in filmmaker goodies. Oh, God. We got stuff from our friends at Rode Mics, Kessler Crane, Red Giant, Rampant Design, Hit Film, Meze, Lens Pro to Go, Iographer, Switcher Studio, and of course, a bunch of other goodies from our store as well. One lucky person is going to be winning a whole box of awesome. To possibly be that person, all you have to do is follow Triune Store on Twitter, then tweet out about the best gift that you ever received and use the hashtag Triune Secret Santa. Then attach this image to that tweet as well, which you can find the link to the image in the notes below. And that's it. We're going to be picking a winner on December 22nd, and we'll announce that winner from the Triune Store Twitter account. And if you're wondering, yes, you can tweet out as many times as you want. There's no limit. So go here for more details on that, and you can find more in the notes below as well, including links to our amazing partners who made this awesome gift possible. And stay around to the end, where I'll be giving more details about all the goodies that come in this prize package. But moving on into the episode, today we're going to be answering this question. How did you light a ghost encounter? Did you use any lights? And because why not, let's do this one too. I've been hearing about CTS lately. What's the difference between CTO and CTS? And because I can, let's throw this one into the pot. I need to shoot a scene with my actor in his car at night staking out a house. How can I light this with a small budget? We'll save that one for last, but let's start knocking these out. Am I right?
Am I right?
Yes?
The answer to the question, find out after the break.
Oh my God. First up, let's look at how we shot that dark, no light scene in our ghost episode. The answer to this is soft bounced backlighting and atmosphere. For every scene, I had one light or two at most. The main light I used was my new Lightstorm LED panel that I mentioned in the Christmas list episode. Currently, this is my favorite LED panel and the most effective light in my kit. It's super lightweight, has massive output, and they did something very smart. They got the controls off the actual fixture. So we now have this controller which hangs down for us to adjust settings on the light without having to bring it back down if we've set it up high and then want to adjust it. It also has a connection for V-mount batteries, so you can slap on a battery and you won't need any power at the location. This is excellent if you're shooting outside at night or doing something run and gun where you need to be in and out. But let's take a look at this specific setup.
Ryan. Ryan, there's a ghost.
For this shot, we just have one light and a bounce board, which the bounce is actually doing a lot to fill the shadow side of his face. It's subtle, but without it, it would be all muddy and gross. So we have the Lightstorm in the back of the shot, out of frame, bouncing off the ceiling, and with diffusion over top of it. So we're getting just this very soft fill with a bit of edge on Josh's face since it's directly behind him. Then a small bounce to fill that shadow side of his face slightly. But the final and most important factor in all of these shots to really make them work was haze, or fog if you don't have a hazer. We kept a nice amount of haze going for every shot. This carries light through the shot and gives it a lot more atmosphere. To show you what I mean, here's a shot without the haze, and then that same setup, nothing changed except we have haze in the scene. It's a massive difference, and the reason that we get these cool shafts of light with the flashlight as well, which was another factor in making all these shots work, adding as many little things to keep it from being boring visually. Plus, we're adding a different color with the flashlight to break up all that blue, which is definitely helping us as well. But that's it. Basically, every setup of that sketch was that simple. But moving on to CTS and CTO. For those of you who don't know what that is, they are both orange colored gels, which at first look seem pretty much like they're the same. CTO stands for color temperature orange, and CTS stands for color temperature straw. The big difference between these two is that CTO has a more reddish tint to the orange, and CTS has a more yellowish tint, which I favor. For me, I'm getting too much of a pinkish look to the skin tone with CTO, which I'm not a fan of. Using CTS gets more of the look I'm going for with the skin tone. Of course, it's all preference, but you can see here what I mean. Here it is with CTO, and then CTS. Both look good, but for me, CTS is getting more of the tone I want, especially once you start to color grade. And that's it, simple as that. Now we take a break and then do some car lighting action. If you're a budding filmmaker, entrepreneur, or innovator,
Or a drug dealer.
Or what?
You never know.
Be quiet. For the rest of this ad, just be quiet.
I mean,
Eventually,
I have ideas.
we're going to get sued. and it's going to be because of
Have
you.
ideas. Let me express them.
Domain.com is a place to go when you have that next great idea, and I know you probably heard the list of available domain extensions is growing, but you now have the opportunity to name your site and build your brand in ways that were never before possible. Choose from a growing list of 400 plus domain name extensions like .com, .org, .design, or .club, and to show you some love, Domain.com is giving you 25% off their already affordable prices on their domain names, web hosting, email, and so on. Just use the coupon code FilmRiot at checkout. When you think domain names, think Domain.com.
And,
Be quiet.
some drugs.
No.
There's a market
I
out
said
there.
be quiet for the rest of the ad.
I waited till the
I
end.
said the entirety of the ad. We're still in the ad!
Logo.
So now we do this, lighting a car at night, which we're just gonna look at one style choice for this, which was the way that I saw this scene. But you could take these general ideas and build out whatever final look that best suits your film. But the inside of a car shot is always a bit tough. Even during the day, if the light outside isn't just right, balancing everything can be a real pain. But I've always found night shots like this to be even more difficult. Bringing up the light enough while still seeming to be believable can be very tricky since your character is in this tiny little box with little room to place or shape your lights. The two main factors in getting this shot to work for me was the backlight and the fake street light. For the backlight, you can use just about anything and throw on a blue gel. But since my Lightstorm LED is already daylight balanced, I just use that, which is giving me sort of a moonlight, and obviously a stylized one. For the street light that's leaking into the car and giving us our main key, I'm just using a $10 can light on a $25 dimmer. Then I positioned it and raised it up so that we would get the correct angle and also some nice shadows that he can lean in and out of. I dimmed the can light down slightly so it would warm up a bit and we would have some nice color contrast going on in the scene. I also set my white balance to somewhere around 4500. This way I was warming up that light even more, but still keeping a nice blue coming from the backlight. Then to add some fill inside the car, I grabbed these $20 to $25 camping lanterns, which I got at Target, wrapped some diffusion around them, and then placed them in the car. One in the back seat that just threw a bit of light back there for some slight detail, and then one on the passenger seat, which is just filling in the shadows on our actor's face a bit. And just like the bounce from before, this is doing a lot. Here it is with it on, and then with it off. And the last thing is our windows. I like having some dirt on the windows. It catches the light, which gives us some separation and more interest. And the windows in the back are looking great, but the side window here is pretty clean and a little bit boring. So I smeared some dirt on it to add a little bit extra of something going on there. This won't always work or make sense for the scene or your character, but it is a trick to keep in mind. But now we can decide how contrasty we want our scene. For instance, we could take another lantern and put it on the dash to act as instrument lights, which Josh can lean into, or we can take that away and move the fill light on the seat away even more so that we have more contrast, or get rid of the fill in the car altogether for a very contrasty image. There are tons of choices that you can make to completely change the look and feel of this type of shot, including moving where you put your street light and backlight. You could always reverse that and have the street light in the back and that moonlight up front. There are just a ton of options to toy with.
Logo.
But that's it for today. Again, don't forget about the Triune Secret Santa giveaway. The goodies we got together for you guys: from Rode Mics, we have a Vid mic. Then from Red Giant, we have a copy of Trap Code Suite, the Shooter Suite, the King Suite, and the Magic Bullet Suite. From Switcher Studio Pro, we have 6 months free subscription. From Rampant Design, we have the Ultimate Essentials Library, which is just a massive amount of digital assets in 4K. Then from Iographer, we have a case and assorted lenses. From HitFilm, we have a copy of HitFilm 4 and an Ignite license. From Kessler Crane, we have a $500 gift certificate to their store. From Meze, we have their Classic 11 earphones, then a $200 gift card from Lens Pro to Go, and 10% off all rentals from them for a year. And then finally, a $500 gift card to our digital store and a collection of our filmmaker tees. It's just a massive amount of awesome shoved into one gift, so please check out our partners in the links below and send a thank you their way for making this possible. And I'll see you guys next week when I spray my teeth silver and jump to my doom.